Hello, everybody. So the day is December 1st, 2021. It's my second live today. This topic is more like going to go under the Vlogmas list. And so I just thought I would share some website ideas, sewing business website ideas for you. Things to think about or consider for your own website should you decide to have your own self-hosted website. And I always say that's really a best practice, um, because you can actually own. I always, whenever I'm talking to my sewing students, my sewing business students, they already sew and they just are looking for business ideas and mentoring and coaching and things like that. And I always share an example, I don't know a better word, is this. It's the difference between owning and renting a house. So a domain name is your virtual real estate. And if you have the opportunity to purchase the home, it's better to do so. So it's better to own your own website. That's the short part of the long explanation I give. Um, you don't own social media and you don't own any third party software, like the free websites, you don't own any of those. The social media accounts, you don't own those. Those can be shut down at any time at all. And we had that situation, I believe it was in November. It was either the October or November of 2021, where a couple of the social media accounts just disappeared. A lot of the people in my sewing groups, several, not a lot, but several, did lose all their content when that happened. And the one lady was very upset, and she had lost like 3 years or something like that of content. And she didn't have it backed up. She did not have it on her website. So she didn't even have a website. I hope she does now. So moving on, some ideas. Okay, you would want an about me page, and basically it lets your potential customer know about you and your brand. You can tell them your story, how you got started, what do you do, what do you offer, what makes you a better choice than your competitors. And it's really a place for you to kind of like show off and promote your brand. You can also include your awards and special recognitions. So a portfolio page is another page um, I often encourage my sewing business students to have, to show off their sewing skills, even if it's just examples of what they sew and sell that they've kept for themselves. At least then you are proving that your sewing skills are real, legitimate. All right, so that's the second page. A third page would be a service section. Um, Try not to leave this one out. It will allow your potential customers to know the services that you offer, and you need to be as specific as you can be. Size, shape, colors, monogramming, machine embroidery, heat transfer vinyl, sublimation. Really think about what you offer, the pricing structure, and the different types of the different options that you have. So that's the sections service section. The next one is your social media links. I don't have those plastered all over my website any longer. What I've done, and I've done this on purpose, is I'd rather have my website visitors sign up for my free newsletter instead of just finding me on the social media. Um, I do share my social media links, but they're just not a forefront. It's not. I don't want to send my website visitors away from my website without signing up for my newsletter first. So that's not necessarily a page. I would definitely consider it as important as a page is that newsletter, often. And then a FAQ, a facts area. So I do have facts areas on my websites, every website that I have. And I'm not going to show you my particular website that I'm referring to, just because I don't want people to actually copy me word for word. But really, if you are focused on memory bears, think about all the questions that you've had asked to you, or that your memory bear makers in the groups have had, they've asked also. Definitely look into that and label them facts, and then say, like, number one, what size are your memory bears? Number two, so your number one is, the question would be, what size are your memory bears, right? Then you'd have the answer to that question underneath it directly and say, our memory bears are this size. Number two, facts would be, what type of fabric do you accept? Then you would give the answer. So really think about your facts, your FAQ page, as questions with the answers. All right. So think of that. And then if you're techie, then you can link your pages to one another. So, on the facts area, you could even link to an example of a bear, right? Like, to view more pictures, click here, and you would link that page to the portfolio page that I just briefly went over. So those are just some ideas to have on your website. Remember who you're talking to. You want to picture your customers looking at your website. So depending on if your customers are tech savvy or they're not, it's really a good idea to have outside eyes looking at your website. Ask people online that you can trust for an honest opinion, and ask them, hey, when you go to my website, is it easy to read? Are the colors too bright or too dark? That's another thing you need to be careful of, or at least be conscious of, is some individuals are colorblind and they can't see certain colors. So yes, some websites are really pretty. They have all the right color schemes, but you could be missing out on opportunities to work with customers who could be colorblind. And the reason I know about that is because years ago in my VA business, I used to be a virtual assistant for marketing and publicity. I had someone reach out to me and ask me if I could change the colors on my website because they were colorblind and they could not read all of my services. So, that was over 15 years ago. So the website has definitely matured and changed since then. But it's just things like that you need to kind of consider when you're designing your website. Anyways, I hope that gives you some ideas for your sewing business. Underneath this video in the description box is an affiliate link, and it links to the web host that I've used probably for at least, I know it's been over 10 years, if not maybe 14 or 15 years. And just let Scott know that Stephanie Graham sent you, but use the link below if you're interested in web hosting. I host how do I say it? Several websites on one account for, I think it was like $10 or something. It's super reasonable. So definitely they are spot on with their tech help and services. They offer so many different services, really. I've been around technology for probably, I don't know, 15 years or probably even more than that. And I look away because I'm trying to think, okay, calculate here. So I've been into technology since at least 2002. So that's 19 to 20 years ago. And so, I already build websites. If it's a WordPress website, I pretty much already build those and implement those. And that is a service I used to offer. If you're interested, I probably could offer it again, especially if you're a sewing business owner and you need some help. I feel like I have to sneeze. Sorry. And I'm live, so there was no editing. Excuse me. My allergies in Ohio are horrible today because the weather doesn't stay one temperature. If you're familiar with Ohio, it's not one temperature. Anyways, so that would be about it. Let me know if you need any help or have questions about your website design. All right. Good luck, guys. Bye.